Renia also produces a classic rubber solution or rubber cement called Renia Gummilösung or Renia rubber solution. This is based, as the name implies, on dissolved natural rubber, which is a natural product, basically the sap of the rubber tree, and then dissolved in solvent. This used to be one of the earliest contact adhesives that was used in shoemaking and shoe repair. It proved not to be strong enough for many of the modern materials, and it has in that capacity been largely phased out in favor of neoprene or polychloroprene and polyurethane adhesives for soling. Rubber cement or rubber solution is still very important for lasting. It is still very important for upper construction, although in an industrialized setting it has mostly been replaced by either natural rubber dispersions or neoprene and other synthetic dispersion adhesives. It is important in bespoke shoe construction. It can be used as a base for or adhesion promoter for cork filler in welded shoes. So it is basically put into the cavity inside of the weld as a base, as an adhesion promoter, left to dry, and then the cork filler is put in, which works because cork filler is based on natural rubber cement as a binder. And Renia also makes one of those. So that can be used to prime for that. As I said, it is used for lasting, for pulling the upper over the last. The reason it works so well there is because it is very tacky. It is basically a weaker contact cement, a weaker contact adhesive. That is the idea here. The bonding strength is not as great as, for instance, with a neoprene adhesive, but it is very tacky, it bonds quickly, and it can be removed, which is very important if you work bit by bit, as you do with lasting, as you do with leather goods. Generally, when putting pieces together that have to follow a complex shape, this can be very interesting, again, because it can be removed and restuck. Again, I wouldn't use it for soling. It is still used in certain areas, on certain markets in orthopedics, for insole top covers. The advantage of doing it with this in place of a contact adhesive like our Valcofest, like our Ortec, is again removability. It is much easier if you need to make an adjustment, if you need to replace the metatarsal pad, for instance, to just rip the top cover off, because the bond is just not as strong, and you might not need such a strong bond in that device in the first place. The application is basically like a contact cement. You coat both sides, you let it dry, and you stick the pieces together. Unlike our Aqualim SG, you cannot use this one-sided. So if you are making a shoe upper with broguing or with any other technique that involves punching holes or leaving places open, you would have adhesive on the other side, on the grain side of the leather, which you would need to either rub off or peel out. It is easy with this because it doesn't stick to the surface that strongly, so taking it off a smooth surface like the leather grain is much easier, and it wouldn't destroy or take up the surface as a contact cement would, but it is still a bit of work. So in such an application, our Aqualim SG might be the superior solution. This is also still a solvent-based adhesive, so this needs to be kept in mind, especially if you're working in a small enclosed area like a small workshop, or if you're working from home as a bespoke maker, as a leather worker. Make sure you have adequate ventilation. It is a safe product to use if you're using it the right way. This is very important with all our products. Use the right way, they are safe, but of course, if you don't, they come with certain hazards. Yeah, that's our Renia rubber cement. It's one of the oldest, technology-wise, products that we still have in our portfolio, but it still works really well. It dries clear, it gives a very nice impression, doesn't leave an ugly glue line. Very sticky, very tacky, very quick. In certain applications, it is still absolutely necessary. It is not as widely used as it was before, but it is still an essential product, and if used right, can give you great results.